Have you ever pondered how the Industrial Revolution, a key turning point in human history, has impacted our environment? This pivotal era began around the mid-18th century, primarily in Great Britain, a time when the world began to shift gears dramatically. Picture a world where cottage industries and agrarian societies were the norm. Then, almost overnight, there was a seismic shift from rural to industrial societies. The catalyst for this change? The introduction of steam power, a revolutionary technology that would forever alter the course of human history. The steam engine, invented by James Watt in the late 18th century, was the beating heart of the Industrial Revolution. It spurred the expansion of factories and railways, ushering in an era of unprecedented growth and progress. For the first time, goods could be mass-produced and transported across vast distances, transforming not only economies, but also everyday lives. But as we reveled in this newfound progress, there was a dark side to this tale. The Industrial Revolution was not just about economic growth and technological advancement. It also marked the beginning of large-scale environmental degradation. You see, the main focus of this era was on progress and economic growth, with little regard for the environment. Coal became the lifeblood of the new industrial world, powering steam engines and factories. But the extraction and burning of coal released vast amounts of carbon dioxide and other pollutants into the atmosphere, a problem we continue to grapple with today. Forests were cleared to make way for factories and cities, disrupting ecosystems and leading to a loss of biodiversity. And so, the stage was set. On one hand, the Industrial Revolution brought about incredible advancements in technology, industry, and living standards. On the other hand, it sparked a trend of environmental destruction that has continued to accelerate over the centuries. Thus began a new era, one where human ingenuity soared, but at what cost to our planet? As we journey through the history of the Industrial Revolution, we are forced to question whether the price of progress has been too high. As the Industrial Revolution spread across continents, so did its environmental footprint. Imagine a world being swept by a wave of progress and innovation, a wave that began in Britain but soon reached to the rest of Europe, and from there, it moved across the vast Atlantic to North America. This wave, this Industrial Revolution, was not confined to these regions for long. It soon spread across the globe, reaching every corner of the world. With the spread of the Industrial Revolution came an increased reliance on fossil fuels. Coal, oil, natural gas, these became the lifeblood of the new industrialized world. Factories sprung up like mushrooms after rain, and power plants belched out smoke as they burned these fossil fuels to keep the wheels of industry turning. This reliance on fossil fuels had a profound impact on the environment, releasing vast amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. But the environmental impact of the Industrial Revolution did not stop at fossil fuels. As industries grew, so did the need for raw materials and space. Forests were felled at an unprecedented rate to provide timber for factories and to clear land for infrastructure. This deforestation not only changed the physical landscape, but also disrupted ecosystems, leading to a loss of biodiversity. And then there was pollution. The factories that were the symbols of progress and prosperity also brought with them air and water pollution. Smokestacks filled the sky with soot and ash, while effluent from factories flowed into rivers and streams, poisoning the water and killing aquatic life. The Industrial Revolution was indeed a time of great change and progress, but it was also a time when the environmental cost of this progress began to become apparent. The world was being reshaped, not just socially and economically, but physically and environmentally as well. The impact of these changes is still being felt today, and it serves as a reminder of the need for sustainable progress and responsible industrial practices. The world was being reshaped, not just socially and economically, but physically and environmentally as well. Fast forward to the 20th century, the Industrial Revolution morphs into the modern industrial era, bringing with it a dramatic increase in environmental degradation. As the world stepped into the 20th century, the transformation was palpable. New industries mushroomed and mass production became the order of the day. It was an era of unprecedented growth and prosperity. However, it came at a steep price. The rise of industries such as automotive, chemical, and electronics created a boom in the global economy. Innovations in production methods such as assembly lines facilitated mass production, making goods more affordable and accessible. But this burst of productivity had a dark side too. With the surge in production, Greenhouse gas emissions reached an all-time high. The burning of fossil fuels for energy and transportation released copious amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, exacerbating global warming. The manufacturing processes also led to substantial waste production, much of which was non-biodegradable and ended up polluting our land and oceans. Simultaneously, the advent of consumerism further escalated the environmental crisis. The buy, use, discard culture led to an unsustainable demand for resources, causing severe depletion and strain on the Earth's resources. Forests were razed to create room for industries and agriculture, leading to an alarming loss of biodiversity. Species that had thrived for thousands of years were suddenly finding it hard to survive. Land and water pollution caused by industrial waste further threatened the survival of many species, leading to a sharp decline in global biodiversity. In short, the 20th century, defined by industrial progress and economic prosperity, was also marked by a steep rise in environmental degradation. The world was changing, and not all the changes were for the better. Our actions were altering the very fabric of our planet, and the consequences were starting to show. The pace of progress quickened, but so did the pace of environmental destruction. As we moved forward, we left behind a trail of destruction, a stark reminder of the cost of progress. As we step into the future, we must remember this cost and strive to balance growth with sustainability. The unchecked environmental impact of industrial progress could not go on forever without consequences. As we moved into the mid-20th century, an undercurrent of discontent began to bubble to the surface. This was the dawn of the environmental movement, a collective voice rising in response to the unchecked industrial progress. People began to question the cost of this progress. They asked, "Are advancements in technology and industry worth the damage we're causing to our planet?" And so, the world started to listen. The concept of environmental conservation was no longer an afterthought but became a crucial part of the global discourse. The first Earth Day was celebrated in 1970, marking a pivotal moment in the history of environmental activism. From then on, the movement gained momentum, with nations across the globe starting to recognize the importance of sustainable development. As the environmental movement grew, so did our understanding of the planet's climate. The term global warming entered our lexicon, and the reality of our situation became clear. The world was heating up, and humanity was the catalyst. The industrial progress that once symbolized human ingenuity and determination was now a double-edged sword. But recognizing the problem was only the first step. The real challenge lay in finding a solution. This led to the push for sustainable development, a concept that sought to balance the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. It was a call to action, a plea to rethink our relationship with the environment. The world started to see the emergence of renewable energy sources, the push for more efficient technologies, and the drive towards a circular economy. The damage caused by centuries of industrial progress was not going to be undone overnight, but the wheels of change were in motion. And yet, the challenge remains. The task of reconciling our need for progress with the well-being of our planet is a daunting one. But it is a challenge we must face, for the alternative is unthinkable. As the saying goes, every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and the environment was pushing back. So, where do we stand now, and what does the future hold? As we find ourselves in the throes of the 21st century, we face a myriad of environmental challenges that stem from our industrial past. Our air, water, and soil bear the scars of centuries of industrial activity. Yet, we also stand at the cusp of an era of unprecedented technological innovation. We have at our disposal a wealth of knowledge and tools that our predecessors could only dream of. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, and advanced materials science are just a few examples. These technologies have the potential to revolutionize our industries, making them more efficient, less wasteful, and ultimately kinder to our planet. But technology alone is not a silver bullet. We must also embrace the principles of sustainable development. This means balancing our economic growth with environmental protection. It means ensuring that our industries do not deplete our natural resources faster than they can be replenished. It means creating a society that meets its needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet theirs. The Industrial Revolution catapulted us into a world of progress and prosperity, but it also left us with an environmental debt that we are still paying off. As we look forward to the future, we must remember that our actions today will shape the world of tomorrow. The Industrial Revolution set us on a path of progress, but it's up to us to ensure that this progress doesn't come at the expense of our planet. In reflecting on our past, we can better shape our future. The Industrial Revolution, while a leap forward, came with a hefty environmental price tag. Our planet's outcry led to an era of environmental backlash, reminding us of the pressing need for sustainable development. As we stand at the crossroads of history, we are empowered to make better choices. Remember, the choices we make today will shape the world of tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe to ieef for more thought-provoking content like this.